Welcome to another episode of
Nerd Out.
I am Randy. This is Brian. This is our Toy Fair 2019 episode. There's enough to fill from 2019's Toy Fair. I don't know what you looked at, but I looked at everything.
I looked at the Transformers, Mezco. What else? Keep going. I forgot everything I looked at. I was just looking and go ahead.
Well, let's just begin. Yeah. You can make your snide comment towards the things I like, and I'll make snide comments.
Yeah, because you're gonna like all the bad stuff.
I'm gonna like a lot of stuff that you don't like for sure.
That nobody likes. I'm joking.
Are you in a shitty mood, dude?
No, I'm just the bad guy.
Right,
keep that up.
Are you the bad guy? Somehow I think I am.
No, I'm the bad guy. You're just the unpopular, uncool guy.
That might be.
I don't know, man.
That might be. But my
I'm
beard,
just joking.
it's looking good.
Joking,
it's looking good. No one takes offense. We're all right. We can handle it. All right, I'm gonna start with saying this. Today is Sunday. We have not seen any Mattel or McFarlane Toys stuff yet. So we won't be commenting on them, but we will comment that McFarlane has gotten the DC Universe rights from Mattel.
How long ago, though?
A couple days ago.
So they don't have shit. They're not ready to
No,
show it.
Actually, I saw a video with Todd McFarlane, and he said, he just sort of, gave a rundown what they're doing. They're going to do articulated, figures like their Fortnite, 18 to 22 inches, and he was, it seems like Todd McFarlane has maybe a better grasp of what the collectors want, but, it was for years he was he did
Statues.
not. Yeah, he didn't understand.
But they started that sort of Am I correct that they sort of started the high sculpt?
Absolutely.
Figure. They started making figures that holy shit.
McFarlane Toys is totally responsible for the absolute transformation of the action figure to collectible in the 1990s, in my opinion. I think that's pretty hard to argue.
And who made him move? NECA?
NECA.
Who put joints in them?
So
what idea was that?
So what happened was NECA, Randy Falk from I'm going to get this the best I can, worked for McFarlane and did a lot of their sculpts, and then he left McFarlane, and I don't know the circumstances, but I follow his Twitter, and I sense that there was some bitterness there. But again, this is just speculation. Yeah, I don't know Todd McFarlane personally, but I think he could be a challenging person to work with. He's
he's a prima donna.
Yeah.
I would be too.
Hey man,
dude, if I were him, oh my god.
McFarlane basically recreated Spider-Man in my opinion in the 90s, and it was he deserves to be a prima donna to some extent. Doesn't mean you should buy a Mark McGuire 70s second home run ball. But,
couldn't care less.
Yeah, but I think it's a funny thing that he bought that ball though. Nevertheless, so McFarlane Toys is not sort of they're busting back in. I'll be honest with you. I like the DC Universe. We talked about this. I don't really care. I don't really have any craving for any characters made into action.
It depends what they're doing. I mean, if they did
movie stuff, maybe. Well,
I don't know.
Okay.
I want 70s comic book stuff.
So give me a character.
Batman.
Okay.
With the super high ears, gray and blue outfit.
Wasn't
just
that
a super muscular dude, but make him look
a
comic book
was it super high 90s though with Kelly Jones?
It went back and forth.
Oh, okay.
Not super high, but high.
Yeah,
3-inch. Okay. 3 inches.
I definitely like the. Well, there you go. I definitely like the gray and the blue.
Yeah, fuck the black outfit. I don't like the black outfit.
I'm with you.
I mean, I like it on film, but not in a comic book.
100% with you.
No, it's
not as visually interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it was sweet when
Hey, I'll say this.
Tim
Burton.
Thank you. Came up with that. It was sweet and it was groundbreaking, but let's get back to how we,
Can I take it a step further?
You can take it.
Can I say that in a comic book form? I like the underwear on the outside. It's visually.
Me too.
It's visually interesting.
Me too. Get back to that.
Wolverine looked better with the blue underwear and the red belt. Superman looked better with the red underwear. Now again, I get it. In the movies, that probably would look as corny as it gets. But in the comic books, it looks good. So I'll be honest, I am pro underwear on the outside. That's my stance. With that said, I hope McFarlane Toys does show some of their other stuff today, which would include Dark Crystal, Labyrinth, and things like that. I'm very excited about that. Dark Crystal's my favorite. With that, we will move on to the first thing that I pretty much saw that was absolutely exciting, and that was Super 7's selection, starting with the He-Man Masters of the Universe Classics movie toys.
Yeah. I like the subject matter. I don't like the way they look that much.
Why is that? Do you think they're too bulky?
I think they're a little too bulky. They're real He-Man-ish, which is cool. It's like a hybrid between a He-Man figure and something realistic.
Something realistic, yeah, I
But-
gotcha.
But I would have like preferred a little bit more on the real side.
You know what? Now that you say that, I do agree with you. But with that said, just seeing them, like I'm in. Like I'm at least.
Of course, yeah. I mean, they're not bad. I mean, no, they're sweet. What did you think about the Optimus and Megatron with like the removable chest panel?
What were they priced at?
No idea.
I'll be honest with you. Like I don't have an interest in that. Like
the Megatron.
do you? Like maybe a decade ago. But like we've had so many different iterations of Optimus Prime and Megatron, and again, I'm not super huge on the cartoon aesthetic. I do like the transparent parts, like that's super cool.
Yeah.
I do like Super 7's reaction figures of the Transformers that look like Action Masters. Did you like those?
I thought they were okay.
Yeah.
Not bad. Not bad.
To be honest with you, I think I'm a big fan of the concept of the 3 3/4 inch retro reaction figure, and I think Super 7 had an excellent assortment. I was really excited. Some of the ones that I want to mention is RoboCop. Even though the problem with that is everyone just wants a RoboCop. Like there's some cool other characters, but like ultimately like at $15 a pop. You do?
Oh, I would do anything
really?
for Nancy Allen Lewis.
Will you buy it?
Yeah,
Okay.
if I could get both, yes,
Okay.
I would. Even if they had like a removable like chewing gum things, which is
Oh
blowing a
man!
bubble.
Well, they have the guy who got shot through the chest from the Ed 209, and that's pretty intense.
That's awesome.
They also showed Teen Wolf, which was pretty hilarious. And I think probably the most hilarious and ones I really want, but I don't know if I'm going to get, are the Break-In ones. Did you see the Break-In ones? You remember the movie Break-In? Not Break-In 2 Electric Boogaloo.
No.
Break-In?
No.
You saw Break-In, though, as a kid.
I didn't know.
Really? You don't remember like the 1980s like breakdancing phase with Break-In, Backstreet, that whole era?
I sure don't.
Man, when I was a kid, I was maybe at like 9, and like we would really bring a cardboard box to this playground, and you would try to do backspins. Like I was awful. I have no rhythm, but that was a huge like thing, and I love that. I love Breakin' 2 Electric Boogaloo. I don't remember Breakin' the first one as much.
I don't even know.
Add that
of
to
it.
your list. You need to. You can't exist in this world without at least seeing Breakin' 2 Electric Boogaloo. Will you add that to your list?
I guess.
I'm telling you, it's an
I'm not gonna
entertaining.
remember. You'll have to text me.
All
I'll
right.
get it. I
It's
will
a
watch
really
it.
entertaining movie. It's
Okay.
kind of like even though you like The Last Dragon, you like The Last
Yeah,
Dragon,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
But that was more like karate oriented. But it was that era of like super cheesy.
Is it like early '80s?
Oh, so 80s. Yeah, it's like totally 84. It's great. It's great.
Did you ever see Midnight Madness?
No, what's that? Maybe
It's like,
I have.
I think it might be Michael Fox's Michael J. Fox's
Oh,
first
really?
movie.
Should I
And
see
he's
it?
a kid, and it's about a scavenger hunt at night.
That sounds familiar, man. I think I've seen it. I'm gonna.
It's one of those movies that like you probably saw it, but you don't remember, and then you'll be like, "Holy shit, I saw this."
Okay.
Yeah, it's one of those.
I'll add that to my list. The Super 7, the They Live figures are awesome.
Yeah, that
I
was
mean,
sweet.
what's interesting, and we'll touch on this, is I've always wanted They Live figures, and we haven't gotten them for decades, never. And now we've got 3 different companies coming to the table with They Live figures.
Is there a Nada figure coming out?
Is there a what?
Nada?
I don't know who that is. Is that
With Roddy Piper.
Oh, yes.
I only saw the alien one.
The Roddy Piper.
But that's Mezco, right?
I
Mezco did an alien, right? But it said pending license.
Yes,
Yeah.
Mezco and NECA in their 8-inch scale doll thing,
Yeah.
which are like $30.
Yeah.
Like that's the one I'm gonna get because no matter how much I love Mezco 112, I'm not paying $80.
Are they doing Keith David? I didn't see it. They're just doing Roddy.
man. So they're doing just like the guy in the business suit with the face.
Yeah.
So the Super 7 reaction figures are doing the Roddy, which is awesome. But that's not your thing. Like
It's cool on the card.
Right. Well, that's my problem with the Super 7s is they're $15 and they look so good on the card, and I'm a loose collector. What they are starting to do, which I appreciate, is they're coming like boxed for $10, and that's one you can open. What I think they should do though is they're just doing like an Iron Maiden box.
Yeah.
And the He-Man figures box. What I wish they would do is take all their license and mix the assortment into one box. That'd be kind of fun, like a fun impulse buy. Like you go to the store and you see this big box of like miscellaneous figures, and if there's one you like in there from like some weird like RoboCop, Iron Maiden, He-Man, They Live. Like, wouldn't that be cool to like a variety pack?
Wait, in a box? Like, what do you? I don't understand.
They're not. I think they're like in blind boxes, but I think you know who you get. But they're just
I'd be pissed in a blind box.
Yeah, blind box would be tough.
Yeah, because it's like I like to know. Like, I'd be pissed if I got the one I didn't want.
I agree. I agree.
My only issue with them, and they're getting better.
Yeah, they are
their
getting
sculpts are better. Is it's like once you pull them off the card, it's like, who is this? A lot of them, not all of them.
I do agree with you.
But
to some extent.
a lot of them, like, oh, that's him.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean,
I agree. I agree. I mean, they do sort of.
I know it's intentional to a degree.
To a degree, they have gotten much better. I really I like the music ones too. They're doing like Ozzy Osbourne, Megadeth, the Slayer one just came out. It's super cool. I might get that. Also, Super 7. Before we leave to Super 7, they are doing like what do you call it? Like their He-Man classic style figures.
Yeah.
They're doing a Conan the Barbarian.
Yeah, I saw that. It's cool.
I'm a big Conan fan. I always have been. But actually, I just started reading the new Marvel book, and I'm totally into it. Like I really like it. Yeah.
Is it a reboot or is it?
Yes, but what Marvel does now, and I don't know if you have gone to the comic rack in a while, but they do they started all over like 1, 2, and 3, and then they put legacy numbers on it. Do you know what that means?
Yeah, so it's an issue of the original series.
So I think it's like the first one was like Legacy 237 or something like that, which is kind of cool for like the obsessive compulsive collector, and it does make you feel a little bit better about them like restarting books just for the number 1 bullshit, but.
See, I just think that's dumb. I don't think they should I think they should just be like an all new story and keep the same number. Like X-Men 94 totally changed.
I do agree with you.
I don't like starting over.
I agree with you. I think the challenge is that the comic market isn't what it used to be, and if you go to the comic book rack, like I go to the comic book store and I see like X-Men number 322. I don't know where I'm starting. I don't know where I'm missing. So I guess
X-Men should be like on 500.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like they were at 350 when I left off 20 years ago, I think.
Well, they started all over. Well, no, because they've Uncanny X-Men.
Which is like that's the normal. That's the real one from the 60s.
That's right. That's like with Amazing Spider-Man's the real Spider-Man for me.
Yeah.
But I think another thing that they're doing Super 7 classic style, and this probably doesn't interest you, but they're doing a Toxie from Toxic Crusaders action figure line. Looks great, man.
That's sweet.
Like I know that that's a little past our prime of toy collecting, but it really I love the Toxic Avenger movie, and I like the look of the Toxic Crusader toys. So it's kind of like a cool toy. I respect the fact that they're trying something like that. Like, I don't know. I thought it was cool. So Super 7 really, really made me happy, except for I do have a problem with the price point. I still think...
How much are they?
They're 15 the classics are 35. That's fine. 30 would be great.
Well, the carded figures
are 15. And so, like... I think they're $5 too much. I think $10.
Yeah, but you're paying for that card. You're paying a lot of money for that card.
But is it really difficult to do that with computers now, where you just like mock up a card?
I guess it's not, but dude, it's this thing called a profit.
Yes,
they like to get paid.
I agree.
They should.
I agree. They should.
Yeah.
And I don't know what their costs involved in that toy line is. But with that said,
they're not getting rich.
Yeah. I know they're not getting rich, but I'm saying if they could drop the price to $10 a pop, if they could profit off that, I think they would.
Wish you had that attitude on my house. Oh, I'm sorry.
I mean, it's not about attitude. It's about market. But
yeah.
So then we'll move on to Mezco 112.
Mezco 112.
Good showing. We talked about the They Live figure.
Yep.
It's really cool. I don't know that I'm in the market for an $80 They Live toy, but
they had a shit ton of stuff too.
Yeah. Moon Knight, which I like, but my problems with their comic book superheroes is that they're a little over stylized for my taste.
Yeah, they're totally different. But they're all over the road on that because some of them seem pretty close. Like they're 60s Iron Man.
Oh, you're
seem
right.
Like right out of the comic book.
Right,
and then give me an example.
The Ghost Rider looked pretty.
The Ghost Rider looked pretty good. What was one that they totally messed with though?
Maybe Cyclops.
Yeah.
They mess with a lot. Like they mess with I'm trying to think. I can't think. They're doing the Batman Keaton though. That was probably my favorite.
I thought that looked like shit.
You did? Why?
It was that. I mean, I think it's a good idea, but I don't know if it was too good.
Mm-hmm.
So it looked like shit. But he sort of looked like, I don't know. Was that finished product or like?
Probably not. It's probably pending approval.
I thought he looked. I don't know. I didn't like it.
Really?
I mean, I liked the idea of it, but it looked like his armor wasn't on him well enough. I mean,
that's possible. I mean, they do. It probably isn't a prototype stage, but the idea of that.
I like the idea of it for sure, but I just hope they do something different. It really looked like toyish for them.
Okay. Could it be because like he's pretty much like armored? Because he really didn't have soft goods in the movie, right?
I think he was pretty like he couldn't.
It was right. He couldn't even move his neck.
Like
right.
POA for real.
That would be the one figure that they showed though that I think like would be worthy of like, hey, I need a premium toy of that.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
that. Because I did like some of the other stuff, like they came out with the Pennywise It, looked really good, but I don't know that I need a premium version of that. I think
don't
I'm good
give a
with
shit.
That's
I know people love it, but I just mean like of the Pennywise. Like,
oh really? You're sick of it?
No, I was. Like,
people are picking up that license and running because I mean NECA's doing a 8-inch one. They're making like variants. I mean I think it's a sellable toy.
Play with it though. I mean, like, what
You
adventures do you put them on? Ripping off little boys' arms?
Yeah, you
in the
don't.
sewer?
You
It's
don't.
like
It's a collectible display that you put on your shelf, right?
yes,
It's
but
not. It's
you
not
can-
for you. It's not marketed for you.
horror toy. I don't know.
Okay.
I'd take a Jason.
I'll disagree with you.
I thought the Jason was sweet.
Okay, so moving on to NECA.
Yeah.
Okay. NECA did a lot of horror stuff, and
I didn't think the Fred Krueger looked good.
You didn't?
No,
I didn't really
terrible.
either. Also, NECA is doing, this is pretty awesome, and I think I'm going to get them, and I'll explain what the use of these are. They're doing Halloween 3 figures, which are basically, did you see those?
I did. You said I started looking for them and I couldn't find them.
They're basically like a 2 or 3 pack of like children, and they're all just
Dressed
wearing
up in
the
weird
mask.
mask. Yeah, that's sort of.
But I'm gonna get that because I do like Halloween, and I like just doing a display for Halloween. So like those are hilarious. I'll totally buy them, and I'll bring them out once a year, and they'll go upstairs and
I like the Michael Myers.
Which
that
one?
was the
There was
Mezco.
like 10 different Michael
The
Myers.
Mezco Halloween 2 Michael Myers is pretty good.
Oh, they're doing a Halloween 2?
Which is technically it should be the same thing with blonder hair.
Are they?
I don't know. He was all over the road
Okay.
in that movie. He looked like 10 different ways.
I know they're doing a lot of like the newer Halloween movie toys.
Yeah, they're getting erotic. They're
Yeah.
like it's like they're doing the Halloween 1, the Halloween 2, even like the like you can buy his mask now from all the different movies.
Yeah,
It's like they
it's a
listed-
lot. It's
yeah,
a lot
there's
of Michael.
There's like 10 of them.
It was a lot of Michael Myers and it was a lot of Jason.
Mm.
Probably too much for me. But with that said, like there are people who want that stuff. Like it's an easier sell than like.
Somebody's got to make a good Fred Krueger.
Yeah.
You know what? Don't go accurate. Make it look how we remember them looking. Make them thin and lanky. That's scary.
So from the first movie, right?
Yeah, I mean,
because didn't his like
but yeah,
texture change over the
he
years?
did, but the whole thing is he looked like lanky in the first movie because
Yeah.
they always shot him from long angles and stuff.
I get what you're saying.
Like, make the toy look like that. He's scary when he's like lanky, but when he's just built like a normal dude, he doesn't look scary.
I wonder if he's just one of those characters that doesn't translate that well into plastic because I'm thinking about it and I don't remember any Freddy Krueger toy that they made, and they made a lot that I really felt had really captured that.
If he had like a Luke Jedi body, like that thin of a body, I think he'd be scary. Like he's got to be lanky.
But he's got to be taller, right? Taller and skinny, right?
That's like I think that would look scarier, but he was actually like sort of shorter. But,
Was he really?
yeah, but
Robert
they made
Englund?
him look tall
yeah.
in the movie,
Right,
and
right.
it's like make him look how they make him look.
I get what you're saying. Like, don't make him character like
don't make him
actor
look
accurate.
like make him look like how the movie made him look. Like
it's like making Stallone look 5'3". Like
yeah, but
Rocky.
could you imagine a Stallone figure? He'd be like,
Yeah. You don't want to do that.
Hey,
you want Stallone to look like he's not quite as tall as Apollo, but like can sort of match up. I think Sylvester Stallone's like shorter than me. Short.
Yeah, he's short, but his action figure should be 6 feet
That's
tall.
right,
He's
that's
got to
right.
be built like a Marvel hero.
That's
man.
right.
Oh, that'd be sweet. Like a slide, like a. Oh my God, I'm totally having a brain fart. Come on, Marvel figure. Come on, Hasbro. Marvel 6-inch line. What's
Marvel Legends.
Thank you. A
Okay.
Marvel Legends Sly figure.
That'd
Like
be
with
pretty
that
sweet.
bot would be a Rambo.
A Rambo. Well, NECA did those. and
Marvel
they're pretty
Legends
good.
Rambo though.
The NECA ones were pretty good though.
Yeah, those were
I liked
really
them.
good.
I liked them.
They're actually really good.
What I did like about the NECA stuff is I actually really like the 8-inch retro stuff, which is like the cloth stuff. They're like $30. They're like better than the Mego stuff, but not as good as the 112. So you can get.
But that's sort of a nice
It
place
is a
to
nice
be at.
place to be,
That's a
'cause-
freaking toy.
Right,
You can
'cause
dick with it and
I
not
don't.
care.
Right. I don't want to pay $80 for a They Live creature. I want to pay $30. And what they did show that really excited me, the Karate Kid ones are cool, and best of all, the Goonies Sloth and Chunk. Did you see
that looks sweet.
I gotta have that. Goonies is one of those movies where I buy anything that they make.
Yep.
I mean, I think it's my favorite non-Star Wars movie. I don't know. It's the one that like like probably inspired me most as a child.
Best non-Star Wars.
Best non-Star Wars. It's a tough one.
I got a lot, but I wouldn't
too.
put Goonies in there.
I would.
I mean, I love Goonies.
Yeah,
Don't get me wrong, I
yeah.
love it, but definitely not there for me.
I don't know, man. Goonies sort of defined my childhood, so like when I think of it, I think that would be up there. That's a tough one because I also could say, well, then you have like Dark Crystal also. And
That wouldn't be there for me.
Yeah,
either.
I know that.
But I'd like it. I just didn't see it as a kid.
I understand. And even
Crawl
like,
would be there.
Crawl would be up there.
Crawl would be there. Night
Dune
of the Comet would be there.
Night of the Comet, really?
Black Hole would be there. This is a
I
sort of
get you,
weird
no.
one. Alien would be there.
Alien.
I
Oh.
saw that at a ridiculously young age.
Regardless of whether I saw that as a child, Alien would be up there.
Yeah,
It's
I
like a
used to
non-Star
live.
Wars.
When we lived with my grandparents, my brother and I shared a room, and it was a home bar.
Mm.
It was a bar.
Oh, yeah, I remember
And
it.
I always my brother used to fuck with me and like, dude, there's probably something behind the bar.
Uh-huh.
And I always imagined a xenomorph behind this bar coming to kill me as a little kid.
I always felt the face hugger was scarier than the xenomorph.
Hell yeah,
Because
it
if that
was.
thing attaches to your face, it's
Yep.
like an insect, you know?
Yeah.
That's freaky, man. I that would freak me out more than I think seeing the xenomorph.
Just
But
remember seeing it
Oh.
as a kid, Gabe's house,
Mhm.
sitting there bored as shit. All of a sudden that happens. My Aunt Patty's hands go whoosh, and I'm like fighting to see what's going on.
Oh my god.
And I saw it like this the whole time, and I just creeped back in my seat, and like I was 4 or 5.
That's really young.
It was really
Wow.
young, yeah.
That's
yeah.
really young.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't see it till I was an adult, but Alien is definitely up there. Also, Indiana Jones, I'll be honest with you, I think my favorite Indiana
Temple of
Jones
Doom.
is Last Crusade.
Temple of Doom.
Temple of Doom. Temple
No,
of
the
Doom.
first one's the best, I
It
think.
is. It's Raiders of
They're
the Lost
all
Ark.
good.
Last Crusade's the one I go to watch.
They're all good, except for
Except
the
for
fourth
Kingdom
one.
of Crystal
Yeah.
Skull.
But like the one that hit me hardest as a kid is Temple of Doom.
That hit me
Because I
hard.
remember seeing it in the theater.
Me too. I did not see Raiders of the Lost Ark in the theater. I did see Temple of Doom, and I'm not gonna lie, it was way too intense for me. Like I remember when he went in to grab the
Yeah,
guy's
rip the dude's
Dude,
heart out.
I remember I was a bit. It was a bit claustrophobic and intense for me, and I remember like even now as an adult when I watch it, I sort of get the willies for. I don't know if that's
That was
the
a
word.
representation of 2 divorces of
Yes.
2 of our favorite people.
Wasn't that technically the reason why they created the PG-13 rating, or was that Gremlins?
No, it was
was
that
one of those,
movie,
right.
but yeah, it was because George Lucas and Steven Spielberg were both going through divorces, hence PG-13.
Yeah.
Like, they needed to come up with the rating for their divorces.
Yes,
They were that upset.
They were full of
Yeah.
anger and
Yeah, I want to be
claustrophobia.
like that powerful with the world bends to my anger one day.
Oh,
Think
you're like
about
that's
that.
like Darth Vader shit right
Hey,
there.
you know what? It worked for him.
Yeah, so we'll move on a little bit off of I love the NECA stuff. It was pretty good. I don't know what I'll be buying, but I did like the 8-inch claw stuff. I think it's a nice middle ground of buying a property that you like they had Golden Girls and stuff, which I have no interest in that, but I think it's funny, haha, you know. But
Who would buy that?
I think a lot of people would.
Like who?
I think Andy Bruce would buy that.
Okay. Really?
Yeah, I do. I think that would
That's
be.
sort of awesome.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. Like,
Yeah, I guess you'd buy it to be humor. Like it's a like.
it's like like.
But they're which ones were they? Were they the?
The Golden Girls.
I
the
know
old
the
ladies.
Golden Girls, but what figure line was it?
Well, the 8-inch NECA.
Oh,
like,
okay. I thought they were the
ones.
Mezcos. I was gonna say $80 a pop for Golden.
I
Girls
mean,
would be.
there was a couple sitcoms that I would buy into.
Three's
but Golden,
Company?
Three's Company.
Would be sweet.
God, I don't know.
You wouldn't want a Larry figure.
Not really.
Hair
Like
busting
I
out of the
like.
chest,
I like
V-neck.
to. No. But there are like I'm trying to think of a sitcom that would strangely translate into that. Like I mean, I'm not busting out getting a Mr. Belvedere or something. I don't know. I don't know what I would
Different
get.
strokes.
Different strokes.
There's a
But
lot.
would I get a
Silver
Willis?
spoons. Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Get a little Webster figure.
Get a little Webster figure.
Punky
A
Brewster.
Punky Brewster. I was
maybe,
gonna say
maybe,
that.
maybe
There's a
Punky.
ton of cigar. Who's the boss? Get a Tony
Tony
Danza
Danza
figure with the vacuum.
Angela.
Yeah, like being all big time with the vacuum and wear an apron and everything.
Hey, I think we could make some money just making 80s sitcom figures. Maybe.
Yeah, and the cards. Like the
Yeah, the cards would be awesome.
Like, the cards
just
would be
Tony
awesome.
Danza smiling on the card.
Yeah, just being
All right,
awesome.
all right, well,
I
there you
love
go.
Tony Danza in the 80s.
You answered your own question.
Yeah, I guess so.
A little Charles in Charge.
Charles in
Oh,
charge.
man. All right, so let's skip to something that was really interesting. And I mean, it's I'm kind of surprised that you lacked any real excitement for it. But Soul Shigoken revealed the.
What are you talking about?
Hold on,
I lacked
let me
any
say it, let me
excitement
say it, let me
for
say it.
that.
You did. You lacked excitement. So Soul Shigoken showed the Dairuger, which is the Voltron.
Vehicle Voltron.
What's the number? Voltron 2?
No, Voltron. Just Voltron.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So the vehicle Voltron
GX88.
Dairuger. And
Yeah.
I sent you a picture, and I was looking for a little bit more from you, and you were
Oh,
just like,
I already knew about it. That wasn't new to me when I saw it.
if you knew about it, why would you have not sent it my
I
way?
figured you were on it.
Yeah,
I wasn't. Yeah, I knew it. Yeah.
I'm not buying that. That's not an item that just like, well, I bet Randy knows about
Well,
that.
I knew Toy Fair was going on. It was like on Collection DX. They put up in 2 seconds.
I guess what I'm saying is that I expected you to be excited enough where you would send it to me.
I don't really do that. I don't think I'm going to get you with something you don't know. I mean,
I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it.
You don't have to.
Okay.
It's fine.
Okay.
But yeah, it looks pretty sweet.
Yeah.
I mean,
all they showed was the parts, right?
yeah. They didn't show it assembled, which sort of scares me.
It does scare me.
But it looks it looks just like the Miracle House, except it's going to fit well.
Yeah.
It looks a little small for me, honestly.
I do agree. It looks a little small, but I think it's because we're used to. It's going to be scaled to the Lion Voltron,
Which
right?
should be the same size.
Should it?
I think so.
Yeah,
It'd be bigger. So. Actually, I think it's a little bigger. It wasn't the cartoon.
I don't remember, to be honest with you. But that's like a no-brainer, right? You got to get it.
Yeah,
there's
of course.
question. And they are reissuing the Lion Bot for those who didn't get it. I have no problem with it, but it makes me wish I would have sold it when it was like $800 because it's gonna drop.
Yeah, they're all their stuff. They always reissue it.
Yeah. So I mean, that shouldn't be a surprise. But how can you sell if you have that item? How can you sell it, anticipating that it's gonna be reissued, and then it gets reissued, and then you have to like pull out another $300 to buy it again?
Yeah,
because it's an owner, so you might as well just hold on to it. If you unless you want to.
I mean, a lot of people love to hop on that thing and hoard and sell their shit for money.
Yeah,
I don't blame them. That's great.
I mean, you got to rotate your collection. I mean, you can't keep everything. I was gonna sell mine to pay for our TF Con, but I was able to sell something else, which was good. But I mean, sometimes you got to pay for your other.
But I'm glad they're reissuing it because everybody should be able to have the
Agreed.
best Voltron ever made.
Agreed.
And it really is a best Voltron. And I mean, it's not like it's a cheap toy. Like, well, how much will it be? Like $300?
I would imagine. Remember that because I'm going to contradict myself in about 5 minutes, 10 minutes, okay? Because I got to get through this.
Do it.
I do want to talk about the new Power Rangers. Did you see the Lightning figures?
No.
Okay. They're basically Marvel Legends Power Rangers, and they're excellent. I'm surprised you haven't seen them. And in addition to that, Tom, I want to pronounce it right, Tom Whalen, that an artist, he sent us all those sweet Transformers.
Yes.
He's doing the package art, and it looks beautiful.
That's sweet.
It looks beautiful, and I want to congratulate him because it looks so perfect for this property. And it actually might be, and I'm not just kissing ass, it might be some of the best packaging art we've seen in a long time. It just matches really well. Take a look at them.
Yeah, I will.
I'm gonna make sure when they come out, I'm gonna get them and send them to him, make him sign them for me. Is that I'm not gonna make them, but I'm gonna ask him to. They're beautiful, those package designs, and the figures are great. They really are. They look like Marvel Legends, like the Power Ranger Legends figures. What were they? The Power Rangers. You know which ones I'm talking about? The ones by Bandai.
Yeah.
Did
they have a name? I didn't know they're
Legacy. Maybe Legacy.
Maybe they were actually sort of cool.
They were cool.
They were cool. They didn't
cool.
look great, but they were really articulated.
Right.
Yeah.
They were a little over muscular, but that didn't bother
me.
me.
Are the new figures? Are they like classic Power Rangers, like '90s Power Rangers?
Yes. And the faces are actually like they have the helmets and then the faces are the digital scan, so it looks like the real dudes, which I really am not connected to because I didn't really watch the show, but I think that's a nice feature, man.
Yeah, why not? That's sweet.
Congratulations to Tom, because seriously, like that's like a dream to come true to be able to do that. At least for me.
Yeah, congrats, man.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Amazing. So now we're gonna move on to Hasbro. This is where it's gonna start getting a little crazy, I think.
Hasbro has finally realized that there's nerds into toys, and that
they spend money.
That they spend money, and nerds like
dictate the market a little
bit.
Yeah,
like
moved.
Like they like good shit.
Yeah,
like people like good shit.
Yeah.
Make good shit.
Yeah,
and you know what? It's about fucking time.
It really is. Hasbro has stepped up.
They have really stepped up.
Which one do you want to start with? What property?
You start. I'll just jump in.
I'm going to start with Star Wars. All right. This is. Follow me on this.
Okay, can I ask you a question about it? Okay, What do you think about them reissuing?
That's what I was gonna bust out.
Okay, start.
So they're reissuing.
Good or bad?
They're reissuing. I think 8 of the vintage figures from the 80s, 70s.
Mm-hmm.
And they're in classic packages that look identical. Looks like the weapons are pretty identical. The only thing is there's a
sticker on it, so you.
I want to say, I'm happy. They're $10 a piece, which is well priced. I'm happy for those people who like that reissue.
Yep.
I think Star Wars vintage toys are the essence of toy collecting.
Yep.
I think they are the reason that people get into vintage toy collecting, action figure wise, and I think they're still priced reasonably that you can collect them and it can be a finite collection.
Yep.
And I think this is a big mistake for Hasbro.
So you think it's a bad thing they're doing?
It's bad.
But okay, what about why? It doesn't change the original. What is it, 89 or 79? How many?
Because
figures?
it does. Yeah, like if they come out with for carded collectors, it'll be cool because I get it. Like it's expensive to buy a carded Han Solo on the Star Wars card.
It's not expensive. It's ridiculous.
I
and
agree.
that's good. I'm all about ridiculous.
Exactly.
Things. I'm all,
like it
do you think this will hurt that price?
It's gonna hurt it, and I'm gonna tell you another reason why.
Though.
If I go to a toy show, and this is my issue, if you like it, tell me why. That's fine. But if I go to a toy show, and I want to spend a couple bucks and buy a couple of vintage Star Wars figures to work on my collection, I can spend $40 and buy a couple figures.
Yeah.
It's not impossible. Okay, this takes that away.
Why?
That thrill of hunt.
Add to.
No,
it
okay,
doesn't, man.
Here's the thing.
They're still not from the 70s. They're remade figures. You'll be able to identify it. They're not going to counterfeit.
I get it, but like it takes that whole drive out of me to want to complete an old vintage collection. It takes the drive out of me. If they release the last 17 Power of the Force figures, that completely takes the motivation out of me to spend $100 on an Imperial Dignitary. And to be honest with you, $100, it's a lot of money for an action figure, but it's not a lot of money in the long run. If you're collecting, if you're building
they're
a collection,
totally like they have a different date stamp on them, or they
doesn't matter.
The gun is a different color.
It takes the drive out
but
of
it's
it.
Still a different. It's still the same thing. It's not like I'm on both sides of it. Like I think it's cool.
I think it's cool.
But I think they should have just continued the line with the figures they didn't make in that like the Tarkin, Rebel Fleet Trooper. They should have made those.
That's what they're doing. Did you see the Tarkin?
I saw the Tarkin. I didn't see a Fleet Trooper.
They only showed the Tarkin. And
they should do that.
That is something long. They should have done a long time ago.
And show the old figures on the back.
Absolutely.
And
add to it.
That would have been sweet.
Beautiful. And I love that idea. And I think that's going to be a home run for Hasbro, or Ken, or whatever you want to call it, because it's going to bring a lot of collectors back into the fold if they do it right. But I think the reason why they're doing this is I think they're going to mix a Tarkin, maybe not Tarkin, but they're going to mix
a new
assortments.
figure in every now.
Right.
I mean, but I don't know.
I don't like the idea of release. Like I love the idea. A Han Stormtrooper, great. Yep. But if they make a Luke Stormtrooper, that takes the drive out of it for me to buy an old Luke Stormtrooper.
Why though? The real vintage is always better,
dude.
It's always better.
It is better, but like if I'm just filling a hole in my collection because I'm buying those to collect, I'm not buying them because I'm going to go on the floor and battle. I want to have a shelf. Like why am I?
But it's still better. I mean, it's like okay, that's like saying
it is better. But how many people are you?
You're like comparing a fucking Lamborghini Countach built on a Fiero to the real thing. It's not the real thing. They're dupes.
I agree, but for the guy who has the $1 million to buy the real Lamborghini, he's going to buy the real Lamborghini. But for Randy, who can maybe buy the $30,000 repop, I'm going to buy the repop, and I'm going to be happy with it.
So do you want that guy to shit on you, saying you shouldn't be able to get the repop?
No, I guess you're right.
I get it. I don't know, man. I get it.
You're making a valid point.
Like Hasbro knows that the best stuff is the vintage stuff. Like what you just said.
Yeah.
You're not the only person to ever think that.
No, I know.
They know that, and they want to cash in on it because they can't. Like they're not able. They're going to make so much money.
They're going to make so much money.
The new properties aren't selling for shit.
No, I mean if you looked at Toy Fair, like the whole thing was retro. Everything was retro. Whether it was retro, I mean that's the one thing. Like I loved the Toy Fair, but everything was retro. You are right. Like they do. It's just that I think that the vintage toys as a whole are still inexpensive enough where if you have the drive in some some financial responsibility, you can collect them. This takes
Not
that
on the
out
card.
of it. No, I'm not on the card. You're right.
Like, I think these are good for carded
I
collectors.
agree, but
I wouldn't open it. Like, I don't know. If I were, like,
I'm a loose
collecting
collector, though. If they come out with a Luke Stormtrooper, Power of the Force, I'm buying 2 of that.
Okay.
I'm buying a yak face, and I'm gonna skip going to the toy show and buying me a $200-300 yak face. I'm loose. It's that. But with that said, you're right. It's also gonna bring new collectors in the fold.
But the yak face, the original one, will always be worth that.
I don't think so. I think it's gonna drive prices down.
It may not be
Because
as
people
popular, but
the casual collector is not gonna pay that much money when they can walk into Target and pay $10.
But casual collectors aren't buying vintage Star Wars figures. They're us.
I disagree. I think that there's different levels. I do agree with what you're saying. It's tough. It's a tough argument, and I think that we could spend like 4 hours on it.
I know.
I really do.
Yeah.
I love the idea of them popping out new vintage characters. I just think that Star Wars is the top of action figure collecting. It is
vintage Star Wars.
Vintage Star Wars.
Yeah.
It is the drive that created vintage action figure collecting, and you could argue that. You could say Mego. You could say 60 stuff. I'm just saying that, like,
I
think Star Wars is it.
Huge.
I think people's lives. So I think Star Wars vintage figures should be untouchable. That's it. But I'm a hypocrite because I also am okay with the Transformer reissues because I don't give a shit, as much.
I mean, that's what I was thinking too. It's like, if you're against that, don't even go near Transformers. Like, Transformers, by definition, are reissues of another line, even from day one.
I also think that they made so many vintage Star Wars figures, so many, that, like, millions and millions and millions and millions, that there really just doesn't, it's like there's so many out there. They're so accessible. But, again, I'm a hypocrite. For whatever reason, I put Star Wars vintage figures on this standard that are untouchable. Like, they are the boom. So that's it. But I love the Tarkin. I think it's going to drive new collectors into toy collecting. I think it's going to be probably great and terrible for the hobby all in the same. I don't know. It's a weird one.
I don't think it's going to affect anything. It might bring those prices down a little bit.
Hey, man, I got to be honest with you. Like, I don't have a vintage Darth Vader in my collection that I started. I think I'll buy the new one and just pop it open and put it on my shelf. I'm okay with that. And I think that I'm pretty much a purist, too. But I think that that's okay. Like, I'm okay with it. Like,
I want to see them and compare them.
Me too.
I'm really curious to see how close they are.
I think they're going to be pretty close. I don't know. It's going to be an interesting thing to watch.
Molds still exist.
They don't. They can pretty much
make a mold of
computer. One. They did it back in the 90s, and it created,
with the 4-pack.
Yeah, with the 4-pack, and that created a huge stir. Those are substantially different, but I remember people went crazy. People were like, "Screw you, Hasbro! That was or Kenner. That was a bad move." But maybe the time is right again. Maybe people want it. Maybe I'm being elitist and not elitist, but maybe I'm being a little too close to the heart on that. But
plastic Cape Jawa.
Yeah,
like they could do shit like that.
Absolutely.
And I mean,
that's already a tough one to find to like identify as being authentic.
I mean, I think
blue snaggletooth.
Yeah.
Like, why would I search out a perfectly mint
to
vintage?
Get a real one that survived.
Yeah.
To get the one that survived, because one is real, one is not.
I don't know if I care. I just
why get your wife
shelf.
a real diamond when you can just get her a zirconia? No one will know unless
she will know. If she doesn't care, I'll get her the zirconia.
But I mean, that's the whole thing. Care. One is real, one is not. It would be very easy to tell which one is which. So anybody that knows their shit,
we'll see.
Anybody that knew their shit, would be, hey, nice collection. I mean, wow, that's not a real Vader.
Here's the question:
that's a new one.
Do I give a shit whether you know whether I have a real Vader or not, or you know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know if I give a shit.
Then you should be happy. It's saving you a shit ton of money.
It is, but it's also taking away from my.
But there's guys who call you a pussy for it. But get the real one.
Maybe
I wouldn't.
have a problem with
it's sort of like, what's the
No, I don't care what anyone else thinks about my collecting habits. I don't care. It doesn't matter.
Would you think you're a pansy for getting the fake?
I don't know if that's the word I would use, but no, I wouldn't.
Out. Like you're taking a shortcut, getting the non-real one.
Yes, but I would get over it really quickly.
So be happy.
Maybe you're right. Maybe I should just be happy.
I mean, feel free to get both.
I'm scared it's going to destroy the market. And I like the market. I like the vintage, the concept of actually having to hunt down a vintage toy, and that takes it out of that. I don't know. I seriously think we could spend 4 hours on it. So
yeah, you could go both ways.
it's good. You could definitely go both ways. Let's move on to they showed a lot of cool vintage collection stuff. All the Jabba's Palace pieces to go with the skiff. I'm excited. I have the skiff coming, so it's.
How much longer do we have on
I
that?
don't know, man. It's gonna be forever, but I'm gonna have to get the other stuff, right? It looked great.
Pretty much, yeah.
The figures look great. I love the Lando skiff. I always like the Lando skiff, so that's always going to be a winner. They better make a new Luke Jedi, and they better make it right. The Star Wars Black, they didn't really show a whole lot. So I mean, it's
that's
just like,
because of the new movie. I'll bet it's all has to do with
good
episode
point. I
9.
didn't
They
think
gotta
about
keep that shit quiet.
So the only other big thing in the Star Wars is that new 8-inch Darth Vader with the interior skeleton. Go for
I
it.
didn't get a good look at that. I
you
just saw
didn't?
him. No, I did. I saw a couple pictures. I was driving and I didn't have a chance to get back to it. It looked like he was like squatting.
He was squatting, but I think he was squatting because they're trying to show you how articulated it is within the body.
Does it? I'm looking right now.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So they're doing a new line of premium Star Wars figures, and I'm guessing that their goal is to make it the Mezco versions of Star Wars. They're gonna be like $80.
Yeah.
And they all have an interior skeleton, so you don't see any of the joints. I think it's kind of cool. I don't think it looked really good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, it looks.
It looks kind of like a dude in a costume.
Yeah, because.
But in hand, it might look better.
Yeah,
like when you actually feel it looks
he
like
looks
it's all
puffy
metal.
to me.
Yeah, it does look
He
puffy.
looked a little. Wow, that's really. I'm looking at the skeleton right now.
The skeleton's cool, right?
Yeah, that I didn't get this far.
Right. If you didn't get that far, then you don't see
But
it.
okay, I'm back to like. I mean, he looks good.
You're
looks
a
little
Vader,
squat.
guys. It's a little squat, but
He looks a little squat, right?
Yes,
Little,
but I think he's bent up.
little.
Well,
that's
yeah, I'll
what
show
I'm saying,
pictures up.
But I mean,
I agree.
I mean, yeah, I'm in it. That's $80.
$80, I think. And they did announce that the next one, I believe, is Luke Bespin.
Okay.
So that will be interesting because
See how they do a face
how they
sculpt.
do, yeah, like and like skin, like I don't remember like he had sleeves
Will he
like
have
this.
skin under his shirt? Do you think?
Oh, that's a good question.
Like, will he be rubbery?
Yeah, I guess
will
it could
his
be,
skin be rubbery?
Yeah, that's not. Yeah,
That might be real creepy.
that could be really creepy.
I think we talked about this on an
Yes,
episode.
we
Like, they
did.
should do that.
We
Make a
did.
skeleton and put fake skin on. That's
We
sweet.
talked about that because I think Bandai was working on something. I don't know that I'm on board for that. I think we talked about.
I'd
this.
be on board if it looks.
I think
not
I like
too real?
Right. But
I don't want like.
I think I like
putting
seeing.
it
No, I'm sorry. No, I'm getting really excited. I think I like seeing the articulated joints.
I don't want like the dude in Blade Runner's apartment. Like, remember what he had?
Yeah.
I do not want toys going in that JF Sebastian's apartment.
Sebastian?
I don't want my toys like that. I don't want them like looking back at me.
No, that's a good point.
Like,
That's
oh,
a good point.
they'll start playing with each other. Fuck that. No way.
Yeah.
No, I don't
Hello,
need it.
Brian.
Yeah.
I see you're home. How was your day? Yeah, that's a thing, but I'm fascinated. I think I'm gonna let you get that because you are a Vader.
Yeah,
guy.
I'll get it for
you have
sure.
To get that. Let's move on. So I think the Star Wars stuff was good, and thank you for pointing out the Star Wars Black. I was trying to figure out why they weren't showing them, and that makes sense. The movie, Transformers. We didn't see anything new other than
Jetfire.
Jetfire.
We saw it move.
Yeah, I think it looks great.
I think it was pretty good.
Did you see the video I sent you of the guy playing with
yeah,
it?
yeah,
Looks
yeah.
good.
Looks good.
Omega Supreme looks good.
Looks okay. I think the third party looks so. But I guess
Yes,
you can't argue
you
that.
can't.
But I don't think it's that expensive. The third party.
You're right. But with that said, we were asking for an official quality product.
Yeah, that's true. I'll buy it.
Yeah,
in a
yeah.
second, if I actually see it, I'll buy it, and I'm not waiting for Ollie's.
I really like on this Siege line. I really like the surface details. I really like it. That's what I think I'm missing from Masterpieces. I like all the surface details. I like the Springer too. I really
don't.
Do you not like it? You really don't. What is it you don't like about it?
That he looks so chunky and like.
I thought you would like that.
No, I like the Chug one. The Chug one
That-
is
the
so
Chug-
perfect because he's so
It's-
sleek and just like a ninja. Like that's how I like my like that.
Yeah.
And the Siege one is too chunky for me. I'm sure it's a good. It looks like a good toy.
Are you good? I'm gonna get it. I have a weird love for Springer. I don't know what it is. It's like there's something about the colors, and he just looks very heroic to me. But I think the Chug Springer is one of the best mainline sort of figures that we've had in a decade. Like, I just love it. Like, I'm not saying it's not a flawed figure. I think it's fun. I like the robot, and I like that ninja style. I'll get the Springer. One thing I do want to mention that I was really excited about, in that video, they showed the Jetfire. Did you see how the hands, the ports come out of the hand so you can put a gun in, and then it folds back in? I've never.
Yeah, it looks pretty sweet.
Yeah, I don't even know how to, like, I can't really link, but if you.
I think the armor on it looks pretty dumb.
I do too.
But I heard that they're doing that so they can rebrand it. Is like.
Makes sense.
I
like
think
somebody
Star Screamers, which would be crazy if they did that. But yeah, it's just for repaints or something.
Yeah, I like the fact that they are putting heft into their Transformers.
Yeah, and a new what do we call it? A new, like, you have leader class.
Oh,
yeah,
it's a
new class of
like commander class, I think.
Yeah, a $90 $80 Transformer. That's sort of
good.
a sweet spot.
That's good. I agree.
Yeah, because now they can, like, make it no excuses.
Yeah, now they can
make it good.
Absolutely, and they've done a really good job with the Siege, and I think that they finally have heard. You know,
they're paying attention.
They're paying attention, and that's the thing that I think they mentioned it. I really like the Siege line. I think it's fun.
Me too, man.
I'd like to see them go forward with the quality and do some new characters and stuff. But I know that I'm off on that. One other Transformer reveal.
If they start selling more $80 toys.
Yeah,
I think it'll up the quality on these guys too.
I agree.
It'll just be easier to make them all good.
I agree.
Charge less.
I agree. They showed this Ecto 1 Transformer. What'd you think? No.
No, thank you.
I like the idea.
Me too, and I like the packaging.
I love the packaging,
yeah,
man. The packaging's gonna sell me on it.
Like, I'll get it just to keep it in the box.
Me too.
But I don't like it.
I didn't like the robot.
Yeah, it looks terrible.
It does look terrible. It's got all the gaps in it.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna buy it just to keep it in the box because it looks so great.
That's a sweet crossover.
Yeah, it is a good, and they did a good job. They didn't like what I hated with the Star Wars Transformer crossovers is when the robots revealed themselves, their heads looked like that character, and that was cheesy. And this one doesn't have that look. It looks like its own individual robot.
If they would redo the Star Wars line and just
just make a cool TIE fighter that turns into a cool robot.
They had an
good
idea,
idea.
and they
an
just
X-wing that just turned into a cool robot.
Yeah,
it didn't have to have an X-wing Luke head.
Yeah, that was so
stupid.
Like, it should have been like Sideswipe would have made a good X-wing, I think.
Or just
someone new.
Make X-wing fighter turns into X-wing bot, and just make a cool looking head sculpt and make I agree. But I will get that Ecto 1, and I will get it to support the continuation of it and the packaging.
I'll get it.
I think that should have gone the Binaltech route as far as robot goes. Like, they should have made it so you see the Ecto 1 vehicle in the robot mode.
Yeah, because it just looks like a shelf warmer. It looks like you flip it upside down and fold stuff down.
And the legs were really gappy, and I didn't understand. It seemed like that was going backwards. But with that said, maybe they had it designed a couple of years ago, and they just sort of put it in motion. Or maybe they had to save costs, but it's like $40. Moving on from Transformers, we're pretty much almost done because that's really like the nut. They showed some Marvel Legends, and Marvel Legends is consistently good. There wasn't one thing that like stood out to me as being like, oh, I have to get this. They were heavy on the X-Men Toy Biz series packaging, doing like that, which is fun.
But it's fine, yeah, there's nothing wrong with it.
I do like the first appearance Wolverine because I'm a Wolverine fan. I like the 1990s Cannonball, the pink Cannonball.
Yeah.
But again, this is just preference. And I also like the Louise. Is it Louis or Louise from Ant-Man?
I don't know.
Because it's dude in suit.
Luis.
It's dude in suit.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah.
And it's like, it took me a while because you sent me that. I'm like, what?
Yeah,
and I thought about I sent you Ant-Man. Right?
Yeah.
I can't believe they're making that.
Yeah,
that's
they're going deep
awesome.
cuts.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I like the Warriors figures from Mezco.
Yeah,
those look sweet.
The Warriors, I think, are also... I don't love that movie, by the way, but I think it's because I just didn't see it at the right time.
Yeah.
But they're making Warriors from the Mezco.
I think I'm talking about Mezco, but now...
The NECA Retro ones, I think, are doing it, and also not Super 7. This is something I want to bring up. Mezco is doing 5 they're called 5
the
points.
5 POIs, those are sweet. I thought they looked great.
I think they look good, too. The Space Ghost is a definite. They did...
What's the price point?
That's a good question. I think they're going to probably match the Super 7, 15. But if they go 10... They're gonna score. The Scooby-Doo figures look great. I don't know that I need a set of Scooby-Doo figures, but again, I like that scale. Like, I'm a sucker for that. Like, that's my collecting. Overall, I think this toy fair was really good. here's one thing
Best ones in a while. Yeah, really, there's a lot of shit that's interesting there.
Really, really interesting. My one complaint is maybe it's the sites I go to that I didn't see this, but I didn't see anything new. It was all retreading on my nostalgia, which I like. But I want to see like something new. Like, did you see like there was no new toy line like super sci-fighters.
I don't think they're gonna see that for a while because they're making toys for us.
I know.
Like they're not making toys for kids anymore.
I know.
They want to play video games and do their own thing, and that's good and bad at
the
same time.
It is good and bad.
But
I like when they make properties from my childhood. Yep. But how many They Live action figures can I take? Like there literally was.
We're gonna find out.
Yeah, we are.
That's a whole. I
want to see new ideas. Like I do like to see a new toy line of like, what is this? I don't know what this is. I'm interested in this. You know what I mean?
Like what are kids I don't know what kids want.
They don't.
It's sort of.
That's the problem. I don't think these toy companies know either, and that's the problem. It's like they're clearly this toy fair, or at least the toy sites the pictures I saw were targeted towards you and me.
Yeah.
And that is good.
What's the biggest movie that come out in a while that kids would love? Like kid-friendly movie, like
Marvel. I mean, it's like that stuff.
But are kids buying Marvel Legends?
I don't think so.
Like, did kids ever want Harry Potter figures?
I mean, what do you do with the Harry? No, I know what you're saying. Transformers or stuff popular. That's a good question. Like, what are they buying? What did you think about the announcement of the Bumblebee movie being the first, the reboot? They officially announced they're rebooting the Transformers.
Well, that's sort of awesome. I mean, which basically means we get a sequel. Like that's just their way of saying it's a sequel. But yeah,
that's their way of saying that we'll get accept it as a success. Right.
Yeah, and that's pretty awesome.
It is.
That's what we all wanted. Congratulations, Travis.
Travis Knight. Yeah,
Travis Knight. I mean, he saved the franchise.
Yeah, Hasbro was just waiting to decide. Like that's the thing is they gave themselves an out. Like if Bumblebee was a failure, which it was in the U.S., I think, but if people didn't buy into it, it gave them an out to go right back to the Bayverse. And they gave themselves that out.
But now they're going to be in trouble because they have to make thought-provoking movies.
That's right.
That make sense.
With cool designs that we want.
Cool designs. They have to follow like a storyline.
You're right.
And point A has to lead to B to C to D. And like you can't just throw meaningless crap all together and expect people to digest it, you know?
Well, I mean, they can do it. They've done it but you're right. Like, going forward, if they're going to follow that, you're right.
Yeah, they set a precedent that people want to actually see its story.
Yeah, that's great.
Cohesive story.
Good for us.
Good for us.
Good for the robot, the Transformer community. We get to have a little...
Good for them, too.
Yes.
That Bumblebee was probably made on a quarter of the budget.
You think so?
You're
probably right.
I know it's not low budget, but...
No, it certainly is not,
but like,
right.
Way less. Like, way less.
It was a risk for them because they did take... whether I hate the Transformer franchise or not, it was making ridiculous money. I think it petered off a little bit, but it was still making ridiculous money. So they did take a risk in finding a good storyteller and director and telling a good story.
I can't wait for more toys, though.
Me too.
I really want that Blitzwing. I want a good Blitz. That was Blitzwing in the movie, right?
Yeah, me too.
The jet. I want that. I want a good one of those. So
they showed the Studio Series toys are pretty good too. So they showed more of those, but like nothing that like I don't know that we need to show off or talk about. Like nothing that was like they're making him, but I mean it's good stuff. I think things are going in the right direction for toys. I just, like you said, like I want to see something new and inventive. I just don't know that I would connect with what the kids of today would connect with, toy buying. Also, I'm going.
But would you get it anyway? Like if your kid was into something, like what could you sell Adam on? For a toy that
Dino Riders.
Okay, he's into that.
Yeah, we bought those Primal Clash, and I could get him on board with that. But otherwise,
does he care about this?
Not at all.
Like it is turning into doesn't do a darn thing.
It doesn't do dick for him. He does nothing. Nothing.
That's awesome.
No, it does nothing for him.
That's awesome. I mean, it's awesome because that's like this like.
It's truly it's truly a generational
I
gap.
love it.
It is. I'm going to see Alita Battle Angel with Zoe. I'm excited.
I heard it's awesome.
I did too.
I heard it's really good.
Its reviews are at the point where I think I'm gonna like it because it's not.
Audience loves it. Critics hate it.
Right.
That's always a good
It's
sign.
at that 60%, where the critics are like. enough of them like it where I'm feeling
The
hopeful.
audience scores like at 90.
Really?
3 or something.
I
Yeah.
talked to my buddy Robin. He saw it. He loved it.
Yeah.
It looks fun, man. I like that kind of movie.
Yeah, I
so-
think it looks really good.
Anything else with you? You got the Megatron, which we're gonna review next week.
Yep. Thank you, Paul.
Yeah, thank
That's
you, Paul.
awesome.
Paul's the man. He
Paul's
really
the
is.
man, and I'll tell you what, that, like, maybe I'm getting old, but that fucking thing was so difficult. Like, I had to whip out the directions. It was hard for me, man.
You've been a little bit on a hiatus, though. Maybe you're getting rusty.
That's possible, too, but it really, like, it does so many things.
Yeah.
It, like, shit folds everywhere, and it's like...
I can't wait to see it. I want to play with it.
Yeah, I'm getting. I gotta go through it a few more times to really get.
That's
my
right. You got to be a
thing down
pro.
with it. Yeah,
You got to be able to show me what I'm doing wrong.
I won't be able to. No, it doesn't work like that. Cause it's like you gotta feel it.
Right,
Like, there's
but
things
still,
you gotta
okay.
bend.
Oh, okay.
Like you gotta force
It's
stuff.
like a
in.
Transformer movie toy.
Yeah, it's a
You got
Transformer movie toy. Just shit goes everywhere and comes back together, and
I'm
but it's
excited.
sweet. It's sweet. I love it. Love it.
I have a surprise coming this week too, and I'm not sure I'm happy about it.
Oh, that.
I guess the sideshow Luke Skywalker Jedi Knight, which I get because I'm obligated to the Luke Skywalker Jedi Knight, but I don't know what I'm getting post Hot Toys Star Wars Luke Jedi Knight. Like,
Wait, what do you mean?
It's-
Wait, what the hell is Luke Jedi Knight? But what's different about him and your other? You don't know?
I don't know. It's
Oh,
got a
wow.
different head sculpt. It's by Sideshow. Okay, I'll try to explain it real quick, and we'll save the rest for next week. Sideshow distributes Hot Toys.
Yes.
Sideshow also makes their own products. Sideshow just...
Time out. Is it
hold
like
on.
Beagle and Toynami for the?
Sort of.
All right.
Yes, for
Okay.
that. For
Okay.
Hot Toys. Like, they distribute Hot Toys products. But they just released a Luke Jedi Knight, which they distributed.
Yeah.
And they just, shortly after, announced their own Luke Jedi Knight. And I gotta be honest with you, like, I'm not really a 1/6 collector. What could Sideshow possibly offer directly competing their own distributed product of Hot Toys that's better than Hot Toys? I want to find out. I think I'm going to be disappointed. I know it comes with an Endor outfit,
Okay.
but I'm not going to... I don't want... I mean, I want it, but I'm not...
I mean, Sideshow is all about accessories, and a ton of them. Like that Vader I have, it does. It's like the Hot Toys is way better.
Right, Hot Toys is the
But
better.
the Vader, like people buy the Vader head just for the
for the
accessories that come with
accessories.
it, and they spend a lot of money on it.
But I'm not a 1/6 collector, so I
Damn.
bought it simply because I feel the obligation to Luke Skywalker Jedi Knight, and I
Yeah.
think, oh, you're finally joining us right when we're wrapping it up. So that's what we're going to have for next week, I think.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how that thing turns out and what its deal is. You know.
Yeah. I mean, I got to be honest with you. Like, I think I'm done with 1/6 scale after this. I just don't think it's my bag. I like them. I respect them. I just don't. We'll see. Maybe this. I mean, I still haven't touched that Last Jedi Luke, and that was a lot.
Yeah.
We'll see. What was it else I had? I don't know. We'll if there's any other Toy Fair stuff we missed, it's because it's Sunday and we're just doing this now, and we'll get this out for you. Anything else? Until next time,
Nerd out.
Yeah, Hasbro, I don't think I can stand looking at these toy packages on retail shelves again. Ugh.